So we're a whole new season now as we begin the conference season, which is every year there's 4 seasons within a season. You hope you're involved in all of them: non-conference, conference, postseason conference tournament, and then postseason play. Obviously, this is really going to be exciting for our team. The level of competition, night in, night out, steps up every night. And starting in Alabama, who's got very good personnel, very well coached, big, strong, physical. Watching them on film, they've played a very difficult schedule. They played the likes of Oregon and Texas and Dayton and Clemson. I mean, they played a very difficult schedule, and they're battle tested. And so this will be a really good challenge for us.
When you watch this Alabama team on film, what sticks out to you about them?
Well, they've got really good personnel. I mean, I really like their freshman four-man Key is a very good player. The point guard, number 12, Ingram, is excellent. Big body. Tough matchups. They're big. Norris played well against us last year. He's an excellent shooter. Their inside play with Hall and Taylor inside is very good. Key is a very good freshman. They're coming with Hale off the bench, who's, if you got him coming off the bench, you've got good players because he can really score and shoot the ball. Corbin Collins has been hurt the last 3 games, but we expect that he'll play against us. Fifth-year senior pickup from Morehead State. So that they've got good personnel, and they play really hard, and they're tough, and they execute what they do.
Where do you think this basketball team, just having such a young and inexperienced team going into conference play, just where's it at right now? Is it ready for SEC play?
It doesn't matter. We're playing. It's coming. It's happening. But I think that the freshmen, we're the youngest team or second youngest team, whoever. We're one of the youngest teams in any event. But that's over now. I mean, from the standpoint of, we have playing time under our belt. And the big thing for them is that, our quality opponent steps up big time night in and night out. Every game is someone really good, someone very talented, someone who has good players. And so it'll be exciting for, I think, our whole team.
I tell you, I've heard several coaches in different sports before say the time you get to halfway through the year, the freshmen really aren't freshmen anymore. They've played enough or they're progress. Have you seen that progression? Is it a different bunch out there now on the floor compared to early in the year? And where have they gotten better at?
Of course, it's a different bunch. Like Coach said, they got a lot of minutes under their belt now. From the time they stepped in Italy to now, it's a totally different team. I think their confidence is a lot better. I think the game is slowed down to them. And, I pretty much have seen them develop in every aspect, from shooting the ball, taking care of the ball, defense-wise. But I think our biggest thing right now is the unit is rebounding. So we have to box out every possession because teams are a lot bigger than us. Even though we got better size than we have since I've been here, we still have to box out.
How big of a change you see with SEC this year compared to last year? Tougher league?
Well, I think our league is really improving, and I was told by our athletic director that we're the youngest league of the Power 5 conferences in men's basketball. So the young talent in this league is really good. And you look at some of the teams. Obviously, Kentucky is right there at the very top in the country in terms of their talent level and what they do every year. But Florida right now is playing fantastic. I mean, Florida has a chance to really, be something special this year. And you just go up and down the league. I mean, I watched Texas A&M early; they're very good. Georgia has 2 of the best players in our league. I said at the league media day, I think Maton's the best big guy in the league going into the year, based on, and I still feel that way. I mean, he's a pro. He's an NBA player. I mean, there's a lot of good players throughout this league. I mean, Vanderbilt has very good players and played extremely difficult schedule. The big kid at Ole Miss is an excellent player. I mean, there's a lot of good players throughout this conference. And, South Carolina has played very well. They've had a couple of tough losses as of late, but you have one of their kids that's out, I don't know if he's coming back or not. I mean, I'll be honest with you, I haven't followed everybody that closely until here, in just, the last week. We're just focusing on us. So it's not like I haven't spent a lot of time worried about other teams in our league until at this point of the season when we're getting ready for them.
Ajay, as the veteran of this team, is there any advice that you can offer some of these younger players going into SEC players? Is it just something they have to experience on themselves?
I think the biggest thing is just, it's going to be ups and downs. In conference, it's a lot better teams, a lot better players than we've been playing so far. And they're going to hit a wall at times. They just can't, they have to be level-headed. They can't get up and get down because, like you said, that night in and night out, you're going to play players that's just as talented as you, just as athletic, just as big. And you just have to stick with it and stay on the right track.
Practices change at all being with SEC player? You're doing the same things you've done in the non-conference.
Yeah, and we're adding some things offensively, trying to add to our playbook and in terms of things we can run. Yeah, we're still working on the very basic fundamentals though. I mean, like IJ mentioned, just start building blockout. And I think our blockouts have actually improved here in the last 10 days. I thought we really did a poor job against East Tennessee in our last loss, and our guys, they're watching the film, they see what we're talking about, and guys that block out have got to be in there. He's probably our best blockout guy right here, our littlest guy. I'd love it to be our biggest guys. But you see the direct correlation between our success on the glass and blocking out and playing good defense. I felt good in our last game. It was probably our best defensive effort of the year. And we have to have that. We got to defend and rebound to have a chance night in, night out in this league. That's what gives you a chance. That's the thing you control most, is your ability to defend and your ability to rebound.
How much versatility does, I know we've touched on this some, but just in your rotation, how much versatility does Stapleton bring?
Well, he brings us a really needed added ability to play him at multiple positions. He can play in guard at 3, and he can play and defend 4. And again, he hasn't. It's a month today that he started practice, so he's been practicing for 1 month, and I think he's done a really good job. And obviously, when you look at the size of the players we're playing against now, I mean, it's perfect time for us that he's back helping now because we need that presence. And honestly, he's one of 4 guys that has experience at the Division I level. IJ, Q, Eric, and he are the only ones who had any Division I experience. So he brings some of that. He's been through a season before, and that really helps.
He played 18 minutes the other night. Is limits off for him as far as?
No, there was actually 18 minutes was added to his limits. I was going to ask my trainer that today. I don't know if it goes to 20 tomorrow or not, but that would be the max, would be my guess. That's what we had talked about. We could, as long as he keeps progressing, we may get him 20 minutes tomorrow in terms of his, and he gets tired. He gets tired out there. He took a big fall. His back bothered him a little bit yesterday. I don't know if you guys remember that. In the game, I thought he hit his head, and so I was like worried about getting him out right away, potential concussion. But he didn't hit his head. He did a good job of tucking. So I watched the film afterwards, and thank goodness he didn't hit his head, or he would have had a concussion. He really hit that floor hard. If you guys remember that play, it was far side from our bench, kind of about mid-court towards our bench.
How much of a difference in kind of in the comparison, like with Lamar at point guard, he has a senior to learn from, and at the 3 spot, Eli has Q and Xavier. Is there a different level of progression with the freshmen that don't have that luxury of older guys to learn from?
I would say that most teams have that luxury. We're the second youngest team, or youngest team, as Ken Palm has pointed out, in the country. So as much as we're talking about them learning from guys' experience, we have the least amount of experience that there is. It's always helpful to have older guys to learn from. So I think it's been really helpful for Lamar to have IJ there helping to tutor him. And honestly, when they're in together, that's definitely one of our best lineups, when they're in there together at both ends of the floor. I think you'll see when we do that, people are gonna try to take advantage. They're gonna try to post up, both these guys here tomorrow night. That's part of they're gonna be their game plan. And that's something we have to be prepared for, is them trying to post up and take advantage of size. But, you know, our quickness and our ability to pass the ball, make good decisions and score is really enhanced. I love playing 2-point guards together. And I played Collison and Westbrook together, Farmar and Collison together, Collison and Drew Holiday together. I mean, back to my Pitt days with Brandon Knight and Carl Krauser together. You know, I love doing that, and a lot of teams do, because it gives you, you know, just two really good players out there.
How much progression have you seen from Lamar this season? Now you say he's still relatively new to the point guard position. How is he taking that on?
I think he's done a tremendous job this far, and especially, you know, when I talked to him about it, he is so good on the ball. He might be our best on-ball defender on the team. No offense to IJ here, because he's a little bigger and stronger. It's one of those two. They're our best two on-ball defenders that can get into you and stay in front of you and apply pressure without getting beat. He's very good, obviously, Lamar, with the ball. Where his biggest needs to continue to grow, and he knows this, and we talk about it, is when he doesn't have the ball and when he's not guarding the ball. Because his ability to actually cause havoc with his athleticism and his quickness away from the ball is going to get better and better as he just learns and takes advantage of that. And it's, you know, it's like most players that are coming in as freshmen. I mean, usually when I'm not guarding the ball, I'm standing, or I'm not down as intense as I need to be. And same thing, moving without the ball. He's learning. I mean, he's getting better. I mean, you're seeing his growth, obviously, and you know, he's got a lot of ability.
Jay, what's kind of been your message to Lamar to kind of get him ready for Division I basketball?
Come to practice and work hard every day. I think my biggest jump was when Coach Howland first got here, and him just teaching me every day. And I think the biggest thing for Lamar is just listening and learning from Coach Howland. You know, Coach Howland does a great job of giving us points and helping us throughout the whole practice, good or bad. Whenever you just gotta stick with it. I think the biggest thing for Lamar is just coming to practice and competing every day. I think that's the biggest thing for all our freshmen. You know, sometimes in high school you can get away with, you know, coming in and having a mediocre day or coming in and not want to go hard. But at this level, if you don't come out and compete every day, you can pretty much get embarrassed in practice. But I think or in the game too. So I think the biggest thing for him and all our freshmen is to come out and bring it, give it all every day.
Any more questions?